in racing sometime. I want to talk about the Harlan's Holiday today, the Grade 3 event at Gulfstream Park. I had a very robust wager on the two Tumbarumba for many reasons that I don't need to discuss here because I want to talk about Rocket Can. But Tumbarumba on paper and what he exhibited on the racetrack, especially over the last couple of years, clearly, in my opinion, made him a horse that was going to be hard as nails in a stretch and very tough to beat. So who beats him today? It's Rocket Can. All right. So if you want to look at the positives, now Rocket Can made my handicap, but very deep. He was just going to be in superfecta gimmicks. So Rocket Can, you want to look at some positives, but then I'm going to talk to you how perplexing this could be sometimes. So here's a 4-year-old horse at the end of his 4-year-old campaign. Yeah, we love Bill Mott, and I always like seeing Alvarado riding for Mott. Okay? And this is a course at Gulfstream where he's been successful at. He ran twice. He won and has a second. So he ran twice and he was in the exacta twice. Also at the distance of the 8.5 furlongs, a mile and a 16th, he was 4 for 4 in exactas. So if you wanted to go into the handicap and say, yeah, I got something here. However, let's talk about his career. It's really strange. So he begins his career in the slop, wins impressively at Churchill. Then in his second race against winners, he runs very well, just misses. They lay him off until February in his 3-year-old campaign. At this distance, he wins the Holy Bull pretty confidently. Then he runs a big race in the Fountain of Youth where he was second to Forte. You know all about Forte. Now, in this 3-year-old campaign, something happened. In the Arkansas Derby, he took all the money and he failed. In the Kentucky Derby, he basically didn't like being engrossed in that huge field and he folded pretty easily. So they lay him off all the way into March of 24. He comes back running, as you can see, with Flavian Pratt on. Here's what's the most perplexing thing in the world. After he comes back running, he takes all the money in 3 out of his next 4, and he can't get out of the optional claimer 80K. Saratoga, Aqueduct, and then again at Churchill for 100K. Takes all that money. Finally, they stretch him out again to a mile from 7 furlongs in the Cherokee over at Churchill. Absolutely, yeah, he had a little trouble, but nowhere to be found at 5-1. So now he just takes just a few weeks off. His work's on Sensational. I know he's an into mischief. I know that. And I know he had great promise after his juvenile campaign as a 3-year-old. But he's only 2 for 13 on the dirt. Those 2 races at Gulfstream. How does he beat my Tumbarumba today? That's what keeps me scratching my head. I know it's Bill Mott. I love the guy, Hall of Famer. But in this field, unless you like the angle, hey, he was very good as a juvenile. He showed greatness early in his 3-year-old campaign. And they were races at Gulfstream Park, and he's built for the distance. But you have to consider the others in the race, inclusive with Tuscan Sky. So, I don't know. I made this quick video because I'm a little bothered by that today, but it just shows you how racing is. Even when you really have things scientifically handicapped and you're confident about that, you never know when things can turn on you. It humbles you. But like I said, as much respect I have for the connections, in this spot today, I couldn't imagine anyone making a confident bet with this guy only because of that, track and path of his body of work.